Good evening and welcome to the Municipality of Monroeville's regular council meeting for January 8th, 2019. It is 7:03 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Roll call. Sharon, please.
Mayor Grieslock,
Here.
Ms. Gatos.
Here.
Mr. Poach.
Here.
Mr. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Johns.
Here.
Mr. Ursinko.
Here.
Mr. Duncan.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Little.
Here.
Mr. Ratcher.
Here.
Ms. Rock.
Here.
Mr. Hugus. Mr. Sedlak.
Here.
Mr. Weldon.
Here. The agenda is going to be slightly modified. There's a little bit of a misprint. We're going to start with the State of the Municipality address. It's something every year that the mayor has to do in the January meeting. Section 606G of Monroeville's Home Rule Charter requires for the mayor to prepare and deliver a State of the Municipality report to the citizens of Monroeville. In 2018, the mayor's office, council, municipal manager, and staff once again maintained and delivered a wide range of services and amenities without raising real estate taxes. General government services, in-house tax office, community development and planning, building and engineering, information technology, public safety, emergency dispatch, public works, garbage and recycling collection, animal control, an animal shelter, numerous parks, a community pool, recreational programming, an outdoor amphitheater, senior citizen center, library, and a public television station. Financially, Monroeville continues to be stable. In October, Moody's Investor Services upgraded the general obligation rating for the Municipality of Monroeville to AA2 from AA3. This demonstrates the stable tax base, good socioeconomic characteristics, strong reserves, and low debt burden. This upgrade also recognizes the municipality's sound financial operations and liquidity, driven by improved management of expenditures and improved tax collections. This is a credit to Council, Manager Tim Little, Director of Finance Josephine Rock, the Tax Office, and all municipal department heads. Our tax office staff and tax collector, Mr. Fulkerson, continue to collect taxes at a high level, 98.5% collection of Monroeville real estate taxes. They also successfully have continued to the business tax auditing program, generating an additional $3 million since the program began about 3 years ago. Our library and senior citizen center continue to grow while providing a wide range of programming for Monroeville and its citizens. Both have seen strong growth in programming and attendance. Our senior center also continues to expand its fitness offerings for individuals 50 and older while generating revenue through the Silver Sneakers program. The Recreation and Parks Department continues to provide special programs and events and has overseen the reconstruction of courts at the community park along with Public Works. This past year, 218 building permits with an estimated construction value of $48.2 million, which is a reflection of the amount of land development projects that were approved. Some examples are the reconstruction of Sheetz Convenience Store, new construction of JMK Concrete on Old Frankstown Road, a 92-unit apartment building on Evergreen Drive, construction of a new preparation facility at Cochran Repair Center, and a new 96-unit apartment building on Fox Plan Road. Healthcare also continues to grow in Monroeville with the Allegheny Health Network, Forbes Hospital Cancer Center construction, UPMC East Emergency Room expansion, the Healing Center completion, and the Dentistry for Kids project approval. Code enforcement violation letters continue to have increase with 2,734 in 2018. This is a result of code enforcement being more aggressive with identifying violations which are detrimental to neighborhoods, the community, and property values. Council and I will continue to support this stance by that department. Along those same lines, I'm asking the solicitor staff, and council to draft and approve a vacant property ordinance. This would require the registration of all vacant and abandoned buildings and structures in the municipality after a set period of time. This will allow the municipality to monitor these properties and help us identify available real estate. We continue to provide excellent public safety with our in-house dispatch center, police, fire, and emergency medical services. Overall, Monroeville's crime rate remains low thanks to Chief Cole and the entire police force. The department has done an outstanding job patrolling, responding, and keeping our community safe. This past year, we have upgraded our public safety radio system infrastructure and hardware. This improves our emergency communications and makes us compatible with every other municipal police agency in Allegheny County. This system will last many years and has the ability to be expanded and upgraded as technology changes. We have also increased our community-wide camera system and license plate readers through District Attorney Steven Zappala's office. It remains a significant system to swiftly solve incidents and deter crime. In addition to those advances, our police force will gain 2 more officers this year, with council budgeting these hires in addition to replacing any retirees. The entire country is facing the challenge of maintaining their aging infrastructure. Monroeville is no different and has to find ways to do so. With regard to stormwater infrastructure, some of these repairs will be mandated by the EPA. The municipality has enacted a stormwater management program which provides for the operation of a storm sewer system and rules that need to be followed. This program is regulated by the Federal Clean Water Act under a system called the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, NPDES, Separate Storm Sewer System Permit, which is commonly referred to as MS4. Under this program, the municipality is required to obtain an MS4 permit to discharge stormwater. The permit stipulates many activities that the municipality must conduct in order to stay in compliance. The ongoing costs for this program led council to enact the Pollution Control and Flood Reduction Program and user fee, which will be charged to every parcel. Every home, apartment, public building, house of worship, hospital, and parking lot, including tax-exempt entities. This stormwater fee will pay for these infrastructure repairs and maintenance, which are much needed, particularly considering the tremendous rain events, floods, and landslides that have recently plagued our region. Although we saw an increase of 135 business licenses last year, we did lose some businesses and have more vacant commercial buildings than we would like. Over the next year, I'll be working closely with municipal staff, the Monroeville Area Chamber of Commerce, and real estate owners to match good businesses with opportunities here in Monroeville. Last year, Council passed our joint comprehensive plan with Wilkins Township and Churchill. It addresses ways we can further advance our community. I will encourage Council to follow this document to retain our current residents and businesses and to make improvements to attract new ones. A part of this plan is the Active Transportation Plan, which is currently being worked on by staff, its committee, and I. We have been meeting with Monroeville stakeholders, Allegheny County representatives, PennDOT, and others. This plan is to improve pedestrian and bicycle safety and access in Monroeville. Doing so makes our community safer for these activities, healthier, and connects our community in ways it hasn't been. I feel this is one way we can attract the next generation of residents and businesses. We also need to continue our partnership with the Westmoreland Heritage Trail, connect to it where we are able, and support the long-term goal with Allegheny County and neighboring communities to connect it to the Great Allegheny Passage. Monroeville is a diverse community, diverse in its offerings, amenities, services, faiths, housing, and people. It has easy access to highways, desirable neighborhoods, a good school district, numerous shopping and restaurant choices, world-class health care, employment opportunities, and parks with green space for recreation. Maintaining this community takes the efforts of many. I would like to thank Council, the entire municipal staff, the business community, and most importantly, the residents, for it's the people that truly make a great community. And as we speak about, last year and also new things and things for the new year, we do have a new state representative this year who I invited, and I'm happy for him to spend his very precious time with us this evening, State Representative Brandon Markozik. So Brandon, if you could please
Thank you.
come up to the microphone, please.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me today. I'm here to mostly
One of the podiums, please.
One side
Move
to
over
the
to one
other,
of the-
Brandon.
over here. Sorry.
No problem.
My whole campaign and also my whole district office is for you. It is for council. I have a very much clear way for you guys to contact me. I mean, we are open 8 hours a day for you, not for me. It's for you. So, because for me to go to the state capitol, I need to hear your issues so that I can be the best voice for you at the state capitol. So that's why I'm here today, just to bring you with this very with this process that I'm here for you. So anything that you can bring to my table, that I can bring to Harrisburg. So in terms of if there's any grant issues or anything like that, please call. My phone number in our office is 412-824, or 8284. So if you could just please call me, I'm always on my phone, so please call. And like I mentioned, we can both work hand in hand for the betterment of our town and of our people that put us in, that actually put this, that put us in this powerful position. So for me to do my best job, I need to know what are the concerns facing our town here. So for me to do that best job, I would love to hear from all of council, just to hear, for instance, Tim Little mentioned we need canines here in town. So if we could get a grant involved with that, so I can go to Harrisburg and say, we need canines here in town. So that's something that I know who to contact. So if we can get that, I mean, that's just one example of a thing. So I want to be the office that is always there for you. Open door, regardless if we can help you or not. We are going to point you in that proper realm, so that we can get you the services. So on that, I would just like to say thank you. I know you guys have a very busy day today in terms of getting things done for council, but I just wanted to come today just to say thank you. And also my office, like I keep saying, it's here for you, not for me, because I can't do my best job if I don't know what is going on here. So for me to go to Harrisburg, I need to know your problems, concerns, so that I can be your voice at the state capitol. So on that note, I would just like to say thank you, and always please feel free to contact me at all times. I answer my phone all day long. I get multiple calls a day from across 8 different townships. So, and I take them all in the same capacity. So please, I really do keep this as a main priority. Please contact me, because if I don't know what are some of the things that are on your plate, then I don't know to go to Harrisburg, whether, so it's a big thing. So if if you have certain, if it's a grant, if it's something, please contact me, because I do know who to call to get that process moving smoothly. So that's one of the main things I came
Keep
here
that
to-
in mind.
Absolutely. No, Tim, please do, because we have a lot of things here in
He's
town.
writing them down already.
Yeah, please do. I mean, because there's a lot of different issues that, in the next year, we can definitely get some money in forms of grants for here in town. So that's one of the main reasons I came here today, was just to say to you, please feel free to call me at all times.
Very nice.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you
I
very much.
really do appreciate it, because
Well,
I'm,
we appreciate the
I really
open door
do.
policy staying open that came
Right.
from the previous office
yes,
to the municipality, so that.
it's always open. I mean,
Yes, so
I will
continue
not
working back
ever
and forth with each other.
not call somebody back. That's my mantra. If you call me, I'm calling you back.
Yeah.
And the office
Because
is
you took
located at the
time.
same
Yes,
location
so our
on Northern
office is
Pike?
right across, it's right across from the
Gateway
Gateway
Grill
Grill.
area?
So we are very local. We're there 5 days a week till 4:30. So please feel free to call, and I'm always checking my phone. So if you want to send me something, I will get back to you as soon as possible.
you.
So I just want to thank you. Thank you, guys.
Brandon.
Thank you.
Representative.
Good luck.
Brandon.
We look forward to working with you, Representative,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations, and thank you so much. I'm going to call up Ernie Groover, President of Monroe Foundation, and Kanu Sani, Community Affairs Director of Highmark Community Day on July 27, 2019. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you, Council, and I think most of you know I'm Ernie Groover from the Monroeville Foundation, and for those in the audience that don't know me, hopefully you'll get to know us this year. We just wanted to come in front of you today to thank you for what you did for us last year. You know, we had 4 events. The first event was the first annual Monroeville 5K Walk and Run, which was held on July 28th. Then, that same day, we had the first annual Monroeville Community Day. Some people pronounce it Community Day, so it's an opportunity for the community to come together. We also sponsored the 16th Annual Jazz Festival on August 18th. And lastly, we had a golf outing. We plan to repeat those events again this year. We look forward to your support to help make us successful in making that happen. We certainly can't do it without your support. I know several of you made it to the Community Day, and hopefully you had a great time. We'd like to get you even more active in the Community Days, have an opportunity to meet some of the people that come out. Last year, we had approximately 2,500 people show to the Community Day. We had about 2,000 come out to the Jazz Festival. We will be promoting that throughout the year. One of our major sponsors is Highmark, along with Allegheny Health Network and Forbes, and Kanu Sani is here to talk about their support.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and to express again our strong partnership with Monroeville Foundation, the council, the residents of Monroeville, Highmark, Allegheny Health Network, and Forbes Hospital. We're very proud to be the launch sponsors for this event, which we strongly believe will become a great tradition here. There's a lot of fun and excitement. The demographic diversity, families, grandparents, grandkids, the music, the food, the healthful activity with the 5K, for example. We think it's a perfect blend to engage the community, and we are very excited to be back again in support of this Community Day. And thank you again for your support and your partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a great event.
Thank you.
Rabbi Barbara Simons, a proposed Monroeville Memorial by representatives of the Monroeville Public Library, the Monroeville Interfaith Ministerium, and Temple Davis. Welcome,
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Debbie Izak.
Debbie.
Good to see everyone. I'm here along with Rabbi Simons and Reverend Morris tonight and I'm representing the Monroeville Library. We're here to share with council and members of the community what we hope will be a very exciting project that we are actually coming to you tonight with to seek your approval on. So before we go any further, I would like to share with you, and we will pass out, what we are now calling the Human Dignity Project of Monroeville. This conversation started a little over a year ago when Rabbi Simons approached the library on a potential project that envisioned it being an art installation and a learning opportunity. The conversation has morphed and changed over the past year, and given what has happened, not just in Pittsburgh, but throughout our country, that it gave us all great pause to say, we believe that there is an opportunity to take this and do something very positive with. So if you will indulge me for a moment, I'd like to share with you what our mission statement is, our vision, and where our values are, and then certainly to entertain questions from council. Our mission is to embrace Monroeville's diversity by creating a public art installation which will inspire hope and knowledge while reflecting humanities in humanity. The art installation will act as an opportunity to teach the community by creating topical learning modules to never forget the past and imagine hope for the future. Together, the art installation and learning modules will raise awareness and inspire community engagement. The project will serve as a beacon that Monroeville is inclusive and welcome to all. With that, our vision is remembering the past and transforming the future. And so the values obviously will all come into this as they are presented here. We are coming to council first to ask your approval because this will be on municipal property. Again, sitting in front of the library, that island sitting right in front of the library. So before we go any further with our brainstorming, our imagining of what this can all mean, we certainly wanted to approach you and engage council in this conversation. We see opening this as a competition and have already started conversations with the Architectural Institute of America located in Pittsburgh. We also have started a conversation with the Pittsburgh Cultural Arts Program, who will have said that they will help lead us through some of the process of all of this. I want to be very clear tonight, along with Rabbi Simons and Reverend Morris and other members of the committee that are here with us, that we are not asking or seeking any financial support or funding from the municipality. We envision doing this whole project with fundraising, seeking grants that would match our vision, and doing some public fundraising with this. And so as we move forward, I think the next thing that, if you would, like to take this under advisement and get back to us, or if you can huddle for a moment and say yes, or I can answer any questions to gain your support. We would want to obviously engage with the zoning officer as one of the very next conversations to get a site plan for that piece of property. Linda, you're already
going
there.
down that road.
We're already
Yes.
thinking that way, so that we want to write criteria for this competition that will very clearly lay out what has to be accomplished in the space and the, what the coding
Right,
is
and you
for
would work with the
municipality.
planning and the coding to make sure everything's proper.
Yes.
Because right now, I asked the question, is that you don't quite know what the structure's gonna look like
We
until you
don't.
know what the competition would come out, so you really don't have the, like, say, a drawing to show us.
We do not.
But the idea is fantastic.
Thank you.
It's just a matter of being able to now take the step
We now
forward
know,
and-
be able to take those next steps, but we need to engage the municipalities so that as we move forward.
Sorry. And if
Go
I could
ahead.
just say, the
Yes.
idea is not that it's a structure, but that it's an art installation.
Okay.
So that we understand that that would affect what the zoning is also, but of course, we would come to you first for approval and then go vote.
Every step of the way, we wish, if again, to be, include you. We envision having judges and jury, and obviously we'll reach out, expertise.
Well, just like Linda, I'm certainly in favor of it, but you're saying this is a competition type thing you want to get done. I hope you would open up to Gateway High School Art Department, and let me tell you why. We're going to be doing something with them next month, and I think these kids are fantastic, so I hope you open it up to the kids as well.
Thank you.
Well, if I can add one piece to that too, Greg, is as you see, there's some learning modules piece that's engaged with that too. So one of the things that I know the board was discussing in a piece is this isn't just something that'll be a piece of art that'll sit there and never be addressed. There's a piece that goes with it to go towards the vision statement, and that's the piece about remembering the past too. So not only engaging art department, but the school district as well, and the surrounding.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's got terrific
But we
potential.
do, we
a lot of
would
effort,
like to
time as
reach
well.
out to the high school, and include them in some focus group discussions.
Right.
And being able to get student input with
Well,
all
I
of
would
this.
hope you would at least even consider their art, because these kids are quite
Oh, yeah.
talented.
Oh,
they
my
are, most
goodness.
certainly.
I mean, I was shocked at.
I personally think it's a great vision.
Yeah.
How could we deny it?
So I
Yeah,
guess
so-
we can contentedly say then,
Well, I think
Guys, proceed
what's
forward.
probably
Yes.
prudent is for us to get a motion. Because
I'll make
really,
the-
what you're doing right now,
I'll make the
Motion
motion
and
that
a
we
second.
proceed
Do it.
we
forward.
know we're motioning.
Okay.
But, because probably what you're, obviously, there's many
Yes.
steps you have to go
There
through.
are.
And
Straightforward.
We're
this is
trying to take this one step at
Yeah.
a time.
And what you don't want to hear right now is no.
That's
And
right.
we're not, no one's
No
saying.
one's saying no.
Say that, yeah.
So, but
Even
there,
when you say, look, remembering the past, you could talk to people at the senior center even. I mean, there's so many
Right.
avenues.
Right.
As we say, we're so diverse, and it's really like a family
There
community.
can be oral histories
Yes.
that go with
So
all
would
of
we
this.
be in place to make a motion?
yeah, so, yeah, thank you, Mr.
Motion
Duncan.
and a second.
Yeah, so the motion is to allow them to proceed
Absolutely.
with the final approval with the municipality as far as zoning and
The appearance
We
pending.
just say aye?
so I have a motion. There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote, please, Sharon.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. John?
Aye.
Mr. Arsenko?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye, and thank you for your
Thank you.
vision.
Great.
Thank you.
We look forward to
So-
working
Forward
with
to
you.
the progress.
The Human Dignity Project of Monroeville is off and running.
Yeah, step
Yay.
one.
Thank you.
Great.
Well done,
Keep
guys.
us
Thank you so
up to
much.
date. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Great.
Okay. Council, we're going to
It's official.
go back to our public comment portion of the meeting.
You do what you got to do.
So this is for public comment on any agenda item. These are for agenda items only. As always, we ask for a, for a 5-minute time limit on your comments to keep our meeting moving smoothly. I see you've already signed in. If you could please state your name for the record.
Okay. My name is Alyssa Beck. I live in Monroeville. And last night, we had a Sustainable Monroeville meeting, and it came to my attention, a resident of Monroeville was there, Tom Henningsen, you all know well, and was pointing out some of the agenda items for tonight, number 2, 3, and 4. I have a couple of questions. I'm real concerned about stormwater management. You all know that. And I'm wondering if the stormwater management program is going to incorporate what is supposedly, or supposed to be rather, approved tonight. I understand that there's a coal mine underneath parts of this property. I understand there's also acid mine drainage that people have measured. And I'm also kind of understanding that there's a little bit of not clarity here. So if nothing else, I guess I'm here to really inquire about that. If you can give me any really clear information. Otherwise, I guess to table it, that's why. That's what
Alyssa, did you watch the meeting last Thursday? Because I think the company went in extremely long length and explained what they were gonna do.
I understand that, and I also understand that Mr. Henningsen, as a retired engineer, really understands things differently than what's being presented. And so I'm just curious about it, and Mr. Henningsen did speak at Sustainable Monroeville. He just spoke quickly. I did post a live stream of it on the Facebook page. But the reason I'm really concerned is because I've come up here, as you know, month after month, talking about stormwater management, talking about the importance of giving people credit for proper stormwater management. And I can talk about this at the end of the meeting, because the information that's been given to the public is not complete. There's no mention of permaculture, of permeable pavement, of green rooftops, of anything that I've come here month after month about. And, you know, there's kind of a global environmental situation going on that has to do with human health. And so I'm just dreaming about a Monroeville that doesn't have a cancer center, because so many people are sick and infertile, and 46% of our children have chronic illness. I'm dreaming of a Monroeville that's going to be proactive. And so that's all I wanted to say tonight. But I'm real concerned, because I've known Mr. Henningsen, and he's come here and he's come to Sustainable Monroevilles for years and years. And I don't think the citizens of Monroeville want to see this fee going on forever, and I don't think many of them understand it. And so I'm just here on behalf of a lot of people who cannot be here tonight.
Great. Yes, but and thank you for your comments.
Do you have any
And to your-
comments or
Well,
any?
no, to your question.
Yes.
As Councilman Aracinco mentioned, the developer, and we had our engineers, actually not only our in-house engineers, but also our consultants here on Thursday, and spoke to this at length about the stormwater management on the site, any kind of potential mine
And those
discharge.
plans have been submitted?
Yes, and everything follows and complies with Monroeville's requirements.
The past requirements, not anything.
Was before all the final ones were submitted.
Everything that was submitted follows our requirements.
The current requirements. So
Yes.
this fee that you're now imposing is going to be going on longer and longer, because these storm management programs are not in place yet, because we don't even know what they are, right? They haven't been planned yet. You told us.
No, there are stormwater requirements for every development that we do, and they're always followed with new construction.
Is that going to change with this?
I think you're talking about.
You're talking about
apples
two
and
separate
oranges.
things.
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah,
about two
you're,
separate things.
they're gonna have what's required by Monroeville now to be at the current standard DEP on that building to do what they're doing for the homes they're building. That fee is to fix the current situations that are not up to the standard and that are deteriorating, falling apart, flooding,
I think these.
collapsing roads,
I-
landslides.
Yeah, I really.
You understand the,
I really think the apples and oranges need to be combined, and you need to.
well, we're trying to do that. As every
need to
development
inform-
comes through,
Yeah.
they are being made to go up to the current standard. That's been the process.
Right, but if we could all stick with the agenda item, and yeah, you did bring up the question about the agenda item, and to answer your question about the agenda item, yes.
They are.
So as far
They
as
are.
Monroeville Council and mayor and solicitor and everybody's concerned, everything has been complied with
Yes,
properly?
and with
Correct.
our planning and engineering department.
Yes.
Yes, most importantly.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. I have Josh Hado. So Josh, I'm sorry, yeah, you're with, apologize, Josh. And same thing with Bud and Matt. All right. And Robert Coddington. Is there a Robert Coddington?
My comment, my question is all about the brochures you had sent out to us, so is that on the agenda? Or
It is, no, that is not an agenda item. However, there is an opportunity at the end of this meeting, after we get through our agenda, for you to speak at that time. Thank you. Those are the sign-in sheets that I have in front of me. I'm not sure if anyone else has signed in that would like to address council. And if you haven't, now would be your opportunity to do so, about agenda items only, though. If you want to speak about any municipal item, you will have another opportunity shortly once we get through our agenda this evening. Seeing none, I'm going to close that portion of the meeting. Council, we're going to move over to an executive session announcement. Council conducted an executive session for personnel and litigation reasons prior to the show cause hearings and Citizens Night on Thursday, January 3rd from 5:30 p.m. until 6 p.m. and before the council meeting on Tuesday, January 8th, 2019 from 6:40 p.m. to 7 p.m. Council legislative action, if any, shall be taken at the January 8th, 2019 council meeting. Council, moving over to our approval of minutes. In front of you, you have your Citizens Night meeting of December 6, 2018, your council work session of December 6, 2018, and your regular council meeting of December 11th, 2018. I'd like to seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call. Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Arcinigo?
Aye.
Mr. John?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Reports of the tax collections. Council, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any comments? Seeing none, roll call. Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Arcinigo? Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
The ayes have it. List of bills and budget transfers. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments, council? And for anyone that's listening, we spoke about these matters at length at our Thursday, January 4th, January 3rd meeting. So there's a motion and a second. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Arcinigo?
Aye.
Mr. Johns? Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it. And payroll report. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Arcinigo?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Next page, council. Moving over to our vacancies on boards, commissions, and authorities. I'm going to start. Mr. Wilson, do you have any nominations
Yes, Mayor,
or
thank
appointments
you.
this evening?
I would like to appoint Alicia Branson to the Personnel Board. That's all I have tonight, sir.
That's an, okay, so Mr. Wilson, that's in a, sorry, there was 2 pages, that's what it, that was an appointment for
For the
Alicia Branson.
Personnel Board.
Got it. There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, do you remember last we approved everybody? Shouldn't we not go right down the list? Everybody was approved?
No, everybody was nominated.
Everybody's nominated.
Yes. Now
Yeah,
everyone
So
knows
we could
they
either,
go.
You don't have to do, okay.
Yeah,
I just want to
exactly.
get that straight.
Thank you very much. You know, we could, yeah, everyone was nominated at the December meeting. We can choose to appoint
I think.
anyone, or at least one per, board or where the vacancies are.
Right, right.
And we certainly, you don't have to mention anyone that is nominated, if we want to leave them off the list. So, and Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry, that was it, correct,
Yes, sir.
this evening? Mr. Duncan?
Thank you.
Yes, I have two. Recreation and Parks Advisory Board, I'd like to appoint Rhoda Lager, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, for the Recreation and Parks Advisory Board.
There's a motion to appoint. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Secondly, for the Monroeville Municipal Authority, I'd like to appoint Donald Bucky Communell for my 6th ward choice.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
We're going to do a roll call vote. Sharon?
Mrs. Gatos?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
Aye.
So a vote to, an
I
affirmative
approve.
is to appoint.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, a vote in the affirmative is to appoint Mr. Communell.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, or Mr. Duncan, I'm sorry.
Get out, really? I think I'll say
That
aye.
was a compliment, right? That's an aye.
Yes.
Mr. Arasinko.
Nay.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Nay.
Mr. Poach.
No.
Mrs. Gatos.
No.
Motion fails.
Thank you very much.
Anything else
All
for
I
tonight, Mr. Duncan?
That's all I have.
Mr. Arasinko.
Yeah, I have a couple myself. A doctor, I'm hoping I'm saying is Mandel Singh for the reappointment, nominate him for the library board.
Nominate or appoint?
Appoint.
It's nominate.
He's been nominated. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no,
all
okay,
nominated.
I'm sorry,
They're all
appoint, I was reading over here, nominate, okay. Yeah, appointment.
This is a motion to reappoint. Yes.
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, I have another one. This is for the zoning hearing board, Larry D'Agostino for the Fifth Ward. This is for nomination.
He was already
It's already
nominated.
Oh, okay, appointment. It doesn't say that on there. Okay, sorry.
It does.
It says he was nominated.
So that, Mr. Arasinko, that is a motion to appoint.
Point.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And one more, Scott Belts from the Sixth
that'd be
Ward
a
for the
nomination.
Monroeville Water Authority.
That's to nominate?
That's for a nomination.
Nomination. I'll get it.
That is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes
Opposed.
have. Yep, we
Nay.
had
Was
one.
that for
we had
the
a nay.
Sixth Ward nomination, my nomination?
That's what that nomination is.
I'm also a no.
Oh,
Can we
you
have a
guys-
roll call?
You guys cracked me up.
We have a roll call
Wait,
vote for
wait,
this.
this is a nomination,
please.
right?
Yeah, it's a nomination.
Yeah, this isn't an appointment,
That's correct.
correct?
Yes, so there is a motion and a second to nominate Scott Belts to the Municipal Water Authority. This is for a nomination. We have a
Go
motion
for
and a
it. I mean-
second.
From Ward 6.
Roll call, Sharon, please. An affirmative vote means you are agreeing with the nomination.
Right.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
No.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
No.
Mr. Wilson?
No.
The ayes have it. Mr. Arasinko, anything
That
else?
is it for me.
Mr. Johns?
Okay, I have a couple here. The library board, I'd like to reappoint, David English to the library board.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And I have two names for the Convention Visitors Bureau that I would like to appoint. One is Nevin, I don't know if I have to do them one at a time, or could I do them both?
There's two.
Do one at a time.
One at a time. Nevin Harris from NV Marketing Solutions.
So move.
That's a motion to appoint in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Johns?
I have one more for the Convention Visitors Bureau of Matthew DeSantis from Atlantic Coast Baseball.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That's it, sir.
Very good.
I'm sorry, is this to appoint or not?
Yes.
They're already.
Yeah, so that's an
appointments.
appointment for Mr. Harris and,
Mr. DeSantis?
Yes.
and an appointment for Mr. DeSantis.
Okay, thank you.
They were both nominated in December.
My glasses on, I can see.
Mr. Harvey? You have anything this
Yes,
evening?
for the Monroeville Finance Authority, there are two terms there. The one is the full term from 2019 to 2023, and for that, I'd like to appoint Robert Micah from Pondview Drive.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And the second one would be to fill an unexpired term from 2015 to 19, which is theoretically one more year, which would be Daniel Marston. Motion to appoint.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and that is for the unexpired term ending December 2019. Yes. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That is all.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Mr. Poach, anything this evening?
Yes, I think I have one appointment here for the Monroeville Municipal Authority to reappoint Sherry Harris.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Is that all you have, Mr.
That,
Poach?
I believe so, yes. We got the visitor conventions taken care of. And, yes, sir.
Thank you. Mrs. Gatos.
I have one for the library board, for a Daniel Stern. He was nominated. I'd like to make it an appointment.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And I have one question, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Arasinko,
Oh, yeah.
there's a woman.
Yeah, I
planning
just saw that.
commission-
I did miss that. Kim Caribbean.
Yes.
For the planning, let me find it.
It's on the second page.
Kim
Yeah, second
Grib-
page.
Grib-
Yeah,
Gribdel?
she was not,
Gribdel?
yeah, for an appointment. It's a reappointment for Kim Caribbean for the planning commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for a reappointment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Is that all, Mrs. Gatos?
Well, I believe that's it, sir. Thank you.
And Mayor, I apologize. I don't have my readers. I can't see.
Are we done?
Yeah, and is everything from the library board?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, I think that
Taken
we've
care of?
gotten everybody.
Okay.
So now the library board is actually full again,
Yes.
which is great.
Very good.
So,
All righty. Council, we're moving over to our consent agenda. Our new business, 18-11-ST AVETS. Mr. Little, please. Is the applicant or representative here?
Yes, I'm here.
Come on up. Just in case anybody has any questions.
Okay.
Yeah, first one is applicant is requesting site plan approval to construct a two-story addition totaling 9,376 square feet to the existing veterinarian business and associated site amenities. The property is located at 4224 Northern Pike and known as parcel ID 857 C393 in the C2 Business Commercial Zoning District. Planning Commission recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, council?
We discussed it enough.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
The ayes
Good luck,
have it.
project.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with the project.
Good luck with your project. Looks like a good one. Okay, number two, Sandy Hill Development. There's three of them here, as most of the people that are here. One is for the subdivision, land development, and also the moving of earth, which was, we had a conditional use public hearing on this on Thursday. First one is applicant is requesting site plan approval to construct 133 single-family residential homes and associated site amenities. The applicant also requests a waiver for the construction of a cul-de-sac that will exceed the maximum permissible length of 800 feet. The property is located at 3892 Logan's Ferry Road, the Old Maple Crest Golf Course in the R2 one-family residential zoning district. Planning Commission recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Just one comment, Mr. Wielden, to our earlier question, everything is satisfied as far as stormwater and mine discharge and everything that the municipality needs to see.
Correct.
Very good. So we have a motion and a second. Any other comments, council?
Nope.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
The staff was very professional. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a couple more for you, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't celebrate yet.
Okay.
That was up in any cork shed, Gary. All right, applicants requesting preliminary and final subdivision approval, tax parcel 1741R149, which is the golf course. Applicant proposes to subdivide the existing parcel into 133 new single-family residential lots and 8 parcels used for open space and stormwater detention. Property is located at 3892 Logan's Ferry Road in the R2 one-family residential zoning district. Planning Commission has recommended approval.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second in there
Second.
somewhere? Motion and a second?
Question.
And there's a question. Go ahead, Mr. Harvey.
Just the only thing that concerns me over the past experiences of being sitting in this chair, who is going to be responsible for maintaining those detention ponds?
Homeowners.
Homeowners.
HOA,
association.
yes.
And I've had bad experience up here with homeowners
Yeah,
associations
understood.
because they go away. And then suddenly, the residents are coming up asking us to adopt them. So
Yeah, understood.
what do we,
The project right now is an NVR project. We can provide documentation of the homeowners association information to the municipality. If that builder changes, obviously, we'll have to provide additional information, but right now, they have a pretty substantial HOA documentation and experience in not only communities local to Monroeville, but kind of all over western Pennsylvania, so. And we've provided means of ingress, egress for equipment to try and provide easier ways in and out of these ponds and to keep the maintenance process an easy one for them.
Tim, do we have a copy of that HOA agreement with the homeowners?
I'd have to refer to Paul on that.
We don't have a final agreement with NVR. That will come following
I
approval.
would like to see that
Yeah.
submitted into the planning. or, I mean, our
That'll all
engineering.
take place when we do the developers
Developers
agreement.
agreement, yeah.
Very good.
And that would have a schedule, like a maintenance schedule for them to have
Right.
to meet up to, for the.
The developers
10 months?
agreement will also cover who's going to maintain the roadway system.
Oh, good.
While it's under development, before it becomes
So
a
it's-
municipal road and.
So it's up to municipal standards, the road?
Correct.
And the, okay.
I'm good.
We're all good.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, council? We have a motion and a second to approve. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Poach.
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
One more.
The ayes have it.
Okay, last one, applicant is requesting conditional use approval pursuant to section 401.8 of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended, to permit a cut and fill operation totaling 165,000 cubic yards of earth. The property is located at 3892 Logan's Ferry Road in the R2 one-family residential zoning district. Planning Commission has recommended approval on this.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Comments, council?
I have one question. With the moving of the earth, that will be done within our guidelines of time, being there are people that live nearby, so that,
Oh, the starting and stopping of work?
correct?
During the day, yes.
Yes. Okay. Just letting the residents know
Yeah.
that,
We'll definitely have pre-construction meeting with contractors, with staff, to make
perfect,
sure that we understand the rules.
Is that earth all staying on site?
It is. It's balanced on site.
right. So I just wanted everyone to know that that would be done during
Okay.
normal hours, so, thank you.
Anything else, council?
Nope.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
Mr. Poach.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Now you can sell it.
The ayes have it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Good luck on your
Thank you.
project. Thank you.
I guess we'll see you again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Council, moving over to your next page of motions. We have two motions this evening. Mr. Little.
Okay, the first one is a motion to place a full,
How's that, Mr. Wilson?
Fool.
Thank
a
you so
full-page
You're so generous tonight.
advertisement in the amount of $150 in the program for the Gateway High School musical Once on This Island.
Motion to approve.
Can we-
Second.
Yeah, we at least let Mr.
I was
Wilson
gonna
say.
say, Mr. Wilson's in there somewhere.
I take back my, I'll
No,
let
it's
you.
fine. We,
A motion to approve. Thank you.
yes, we have a motion and a
I'm
second.
just trying to help, Tom.
Thank you.
Can we have a roll call, please, Sharon?
Mr. Wilson.
Aye, but I'd like to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd like to say something also. I think we're setting a good example for our students
Yes.
to know that council is supporting them and the whole community is going to support them. So as representatives of the community, I think it's our place to show our outstanding support by going to a full page. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Wilson. Thank
Yes.
you. Now we'll have that roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Poach.
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Mr. Little.
Okay, this is a, second one is a motion to approve the 2019 engineering services with MS Consultants.
So moved.
Second.
Third.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
Mr. Poach.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye. And eight,
All right, now which one of these are the?
7, 8, 9.
and there's 10 of them.
Okay, council, bear with me one moment because we have, want to make sure our order was right. We have 10 resolutions. These are a result of the show cause hearing that we had last week about some properties, some the demolition of slums and blight at various locations throughout the municipality.
Yes. 7, 8.
7, 8, 9?
Yes, so just so the public is aware, there were 10 properties, and there's 10 properties on the agenda for this evening to be demolished, and there is cause for this demolition. We had 3 properties where the owners came to those hearings and were asking for some help or some time to get the buildings in order. So, Mr. Hugus, the 3 properties, number 7, number 8, and number 9, 1610 Lynn Avenue, 4334 Northern Pike, and 4336 Northern Pike, they were all requesting a 6-month permit or a 6-month extension.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I put it, those specific 3, I've added language in the resolution. I'll read it if you want. It says, whereas the municipality of Monroeville will allow the owner a period of 6 months to correct the unsafe condition, comma, however, if the unsafe condition is not corrected in said period, then demolition may commence after written notification to the property owner.
Very good.
I pass that.
So,
through.
Mr. Ratcher, if we approved all these, it would be understood that those 3 properties would have 6 months.
That is correct, because the actual resolutions for 7, 8, and 9, items 7, 8, and 9, have that language in them.
I would make a motion to approve all these.
Second that.
So we have a motion and a second, and just so we're clear, and I'll just very briefly read into the record. We do have 10 properties that we're speaking of. 758 Cottonwood Drive, 104 Elmwood Street, 306 Interlaken Drive, 604 Lincoln Avenue, 1594 Lynn Avenue, 1600 Lynn Avenue, 1610 Lynn Avenue, 4334 Northern Pike, 4336 Northern Pike, and 4654 Old William Penn Highway. We have a motion and a second. A vote in the affirmative is to accept and authorize the demolition of these buildings, with the exception of the 3 properties, 1610 Lynn Avenue, 4334 Northern Pike, and 4336 Northern Pike, as Mr. Hugus just explained. So, any other comments or questions, council?
Good job of explaining that.
Yeah, you did a great job, but my only comment is if the 3 property owners don't, I would like to see a letter go out immediately on the 181st day. I mean, I think we're being very liberal in giving them a 6-month extension, and I think they need to adhere to that.
Understood. Any other comments
And
or questions?
that's what they agreed to, the 6
Right.
months.
That's what they
Yes.
requested,
Thank
yes.
Requested.
And that's not going to cost the municipality anything extra to give those people that have asked the time. We are trying to give them the time to get themselves caught up and cleaned up and put themselves back on the tax rolls and so it doesn't cost the municipality anything to do that.
Yeah, they were given a notice, they showed up at the hearing, they asked for some leniency, and if
Yes.
if council votes in the affirmative, we'll be granting that leniency.
Yes.
Any other comments, council?
No.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Pogue?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Arcinico?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Moving over to our ordinances. Mr. Ratcher, please.
First ordinance is an ordinance of the Municipality of Monroeville establishing a Board of Appeals for the Pollution Control and Flood Reduction Program, which shall hear and decide appeals made by the property owners from decisions of the municipal manager. And this is to constitute the board so that council might go forward with appointing board members, and those board members will then hear the appeals.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other comments, council?
Question.
Mr.
Yeah,
Duncan, go ahead.
I feel that there will be quite a number of people coming for an appeal, so I would vote in the affirmative for the reason that we need an appeals board, because I've already had many, many calls. So that's my only comment. I feel there's going to be a lot, so we definitely need an appeals board.
How many did we determine, and I don't recall how many we determined is going to be on the appeals board?
3.
3.
3? Very good.
And who chooses those?
You
You're gonna
do.
have to-
Council.
Yeah,
I do.
council will.
You, council. You as a body.
Well, but there's, Mr.
So the
Duncan,
majority
there's
of
also
council,
some
the majority of
qualifications.
council will select these
Correct.
numbers. Okay.
But there's some written language, right, as far as the qualifications that are needed to be on this board so they understand?
Yes, there are
the
some
process.
qualifications,
Oh,
yeah.
that's good.
Yes, so there are qualifications written in.
Very good. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Any other comments? And are those qualifications, are they in this ordinance yet, or would that be?
They are. Let me, the Board of Appeals shall consist of 3 residents of the municipality, each of whom shall have at least 10 years' experience in the fields of building construction, plumbing, and/or civil engineering.
Very good. Okay. So we have a motion and a second to approve. Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Mr. Ratcher, please.
Second ordinance is an ordinance of the Municipality of Monroeville repealing ordinance number 2541 and adopting a new comprehensive stormwater management provisions for the Municipality of Monroeville pursuant to the Stormwater Management Act 32 PS Section 680.1. This is an ordinance to bring up our standards consistent with the county. Mr. Hugus talked to me today and indicated this is still a matter in staff review, and he'd like to have this tabled so that the staff can complete a more comprehensive review.
Motion to table.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to table. Moving over to our next ordinance, I'm sorry, so I should probably vote on that, right?
Yes.
I guess-
That'd be good.
Well, just so everyone's clear, there's no discussion with the table. However, that does not include a vote. I mean, we can certainly vote on it. So we have a motion and a second to table, so a vote for an affirmative is to table this ordinance. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Absolutely, aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Motion's tabled, or the ordinance is tabled. Mr. Ratcher.
Final ordinance is an ordinance of the Municipality of Monroeville amending ordinance number 848 regulating parking on Duke Lane and Lawley Drive. And this would restrict parking on the south side of Duke Lane for its entire length and the east side of Lawley Drive from West Patty Lane to East Patty Lane.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, and yes, council, there is a map in your packet regarding where this no parking zone would be. Any comments, questions? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
I'm going to say thank you, and the residents over there will say thank you, I'm sure.
Very good. We have our reports of municipal staff. Mr. Ratcher, do you have any comments this evening?
None, thank you.
Mr. Little?
Yes, I just wanted to bring to the attention, which most council members know, that the Tricog Land Bank, which goes forth and takes on properties that are not ready to be demolished, but could be within a few years, and they try to rehabilitate them. And there's 2 properties that have been brought to the notice of council that the Tricog Land Bank is going to acquire. And one is at 348 Knoll Drive, and one is at 1462 Madden Drive. And I just wanted to get that into the record, that council was notified of that. Unless there's any discussion on it, the land bank will move ahead with that.
It's already in.
Okay. Okay, the other thing is, as I mentioned Thursday night, we're going to have, again, another disposal of household hazardous waste and electronic e-waste, which will be at the Public Works Department on Saturday, February the 9th at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can go on our website to register with ESSR, is the company out of Evans City in Butler County that handles the event. Best thing to do is to register for the event. Basic things that can be taken are household electronic waste, computers, printers, cell phones, household chemicals, including paint, paint thinner, cleaning products, pesticides, and things of that nature.
TVs.
Okay? And that concludes my report.
TVs.
Tim, that is on our website, correct?
Yes, it is, yes.
'Cause there is charges for all that.
Yes, there is. Good point. There are
And
charges.
you did say that they do recommend you call and make
Yes,
an
they
appointment,
recommend
especially
you
if you have.
register. Correct.
So,
a
yeah,
bit of
please
stuff.
review that on our website, folks, but that's a good program.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Little. Mr. Hugus, anything this evening?
No, sir.
Ms. Rock?
Nothing.
Very good. Now I'm going to open up the floor for public comment on any municipal item. Anyone like to address council, now be your time to do it. If you just come and sign in, we always ask for a 5-minute comment period.
Oh, I missed it. I was out there talking with Doug.
You just
I'm
sign
signed
in
up.
and then state your name for the record.
Robert Coddington, owner of BC Electric in the Austin Mall, Monroeville. Question, and I've been trying to call. I've left messages for Mr. Little, left messages for the engineering department. I did try to get hold of you way back wrong when I heard all this about the stormwater management. But I have a couple questions on it. The main thing is there a listed budget anywhere? I've been on your website for stormwater management, I've been on that, but the main questions I have is for what you're trying to collect this year, $3.2 million. Is that in perpetuity? Am I gonna get a bill? I didn't really know much about it. I'd heard some stuff and the church is crying, but today I walk in my office, I have my mom who works for me, hands me $6,000 worth of bills. Hey, should I pay these? Stormwater management fees between properties that I own. But for the little bit that I've read on it in the meetings that I missed and tried to catch up on, for the $3.2 million, what is the general thing we're trying to do? Everyone keeps saying it's federally mandated, just like, the immigrants are storming the border, but federal mandate says that we need to reduce stormwater runoff by 10% by the year 2020 something, in general.
Also
So-
sediment.
Sedimentary runoff. But for $3.2 million, I mean, I pay tax all the time. You're taxing everybody, which I like. It's a fee, not a tax, I'm sorry. But when you tax the or fee the school districts, the local water authority, any taxpayer entity that's going to pay this fee, it's going to come back at me as a property owner once again. My water bill is going to go up eventually, my school tax is going to go up. So my question is, one, this $3.2 million or the fee I got this year, am I going to get billed that same amount every year for perpetuity?
Yeah.
10-year, 20-year, 30-year?
I can't project that long, but I can tell you that it's going to be the same every year.
Okay. Is there anything that we can obtain, because I've been on the website, not for this $3.2 million, where's the budget for this new authority that isn't quite created yet that we're collecting money for?
What's that?
What are you looking for? What projects
It's
are
in
going
the,
to get done?
it's in
Yeah,
the
the
2000, Bob, it's on the 2019 budget, which is on the website. It's in the back where the special funds are.
Okay, but I mean, does it list an actual budget of what this stormwater authority is going to actually do with the $3.2 million that it collects this year?
It's all listed as far as administrative, operational, capital,
Equipment.
As a person paying the fee, what am I getting for it? Other than you guys meeting a federally mandated thing, and I understand that, but I've always paid Monroeville, and they've done that
Safety.
up until now.
I would hope that your business down there doesn't get flooded out because the storm sewers get updated and can drain.
We can all hope for that, but I mean, they will flood out. There'll still be a 100-year flood and a 500-year flood, and if you tell me 48's not going to
Well, I
flood
don't know
after you
what
get
you
this
want me
money.
to say.
Well, I'm just curious. I know it said about buying street cleaners and that, and to reduce the sediment. Other municipalities in the area, I know you used Mount Lebanon as an example, but other municipalities, I own businesses all over. In North Versailles, they don't have stormwater management
They
fee
will.
right now.
They will.
They will.
They will. I know
will.
it's coming. But I also know that the school district is not going to be able to take this thing and do it.
They've already put it in their
They
budget.
already got
They've
it in
had
the
it in there
budget.
for 2 years.
I know. But it's going to come back eventually.
Well, we had
Who
four-
pays their budget?
Well,
Me.
how did you expect the municipality to do this without everybody pitching in?
Well, that's how I know what we're doing. That's the part that I missed earlier. I'm just
Well, I mean,
asking.
we had 5 or 6 meetings on this, both public and for businesses, and had, I thought, very good put-together PowerPoint projects. Very difficult to describe the whole thing right now,
I
but
understand that.
when the federal government
Mandated Clean Water Act.
mandated that we take care of our stormwater because they were tired of coming in and doing it for us every time we flooded out. I say we, I mean communities.
I got it.
They said, we don't care how you do it, but it has to be done. And if you're gonna charge a fee, it gets charged to everybody. It's not a tax. It's not a tax
It's a
exemption.
fee, I get it.
It's a fee.
Okay, but
And you have to charge a fair fee. And therefore, according to our 27-page permit, we have to have a budget and show projects that we're going to complete that's going to.
okay, so there is a budget out there. That's
Yeah.
my main question.
Yes.
I'd like to see what the budget
Well,
is
he
then.
said it was in it's in our 2019 budget.
And also
Okay,
too, Bob,
I
I think
couldn't
we
find it.
mentioned about the presentation that was given. We'll make sure you get a copy of it. Actually, I want to have Mr. Little put that it was on the website for a
I
while.
think what you need, because when you walk in here tonight, you guys were expecting a storm. You have the brochures, but that 8x10 brochure and what I've read about it didn't give me the detail that I
Well, no,
need.
there's so much more than that.
Oh, I was hoping there has to be. You know, as a businessman, when I walk in today and I get a $6,000 bill to pay,
Even at
and I
those,
just wanted to know what it was.
public presentations, it was difficult to get it all in.
Yeah, I didn't see it ever advertised, you know, once again, you
Yeah,
didn't have no
well-
trouble finding when you gave me a bill, but I didn't get nothing mailed to me say about an advertisement about
I
a fee
think-
I was gonna get.
Did we not put it out in the
Yes, it was.
paper? and
It might have been in the paper. Oh.
Yes,
And publicly advertised.
It was on the paper, the website.
Because I was here at every one of them.
yes.
You
It was,
know.
it was
I've heard-
also in the water
You're the-
bills.
You're the leading one. But the other question I have, and I called, and I did talk to two different people, and nobody can answer me that. When you had the newer thing you just approved tonight, they have stormwater management. When I went to pave my lot years ago at BC Electric, a little 50 by 200 lot, in order to do that, I'd go through your thing and I'd do stormwater management. We jackhammered up 60 feet long of rock, put in stormwater retention with sedimentary catches on each end, 36-inch pipe between them, a 12-inch pipe out to the street. Cost me $48,000. I did it, needed to pave my lot. But do we get a break on anyone that has stormwater management now? That we've already gone a step ahead?
Hold on. Mr. Yuga said that the people that already have the stormwater management right now, which is
It
basically.
meets today's standard.
Meets today's standards.
Correct.
You're not going above and beyond, so that doesn't make it any better.
Well, no, I pay the same as the guy next to me that doesn't have it.
Correct.
The new 133 homes going in off Logan's Ferry have to meet today's standards.
I understand that.
Yes.
But I'm saying the people that spent money ahead of time before this was mandated, whether it be the April building with a 10-foot culvert that they hold back stormwater for flood management, or my 60-foot, 36-inch diameter storm thing that we hold back, or anybody with a retention bond, as you're going to bill forward, does anyone get credit for the previous work that
Anybody
we've done?
that believes that they have a stormwater management in place that meets today's standards
Yes.
has to, for short-term lack of better words, prove it. You have to
Okay.
say, I have
No,
it.
it's filed with them. Okay, but I'm just asking, is there a credit towards that?
Yes.
Are new people going to get charged the same? Someone building brand new now, that fee, they automatically get it also?
Mr. Yugas, did we not say that everybody is only at today's standards? They're not going, unless they're going above and beyond, there is not going to be credit for that? The existing.
You have to go above and beyond today's.
Correct. You have to go above and beyond today's standard to get a credit of any kind.
Okay, but there are credits available.
There is.
Okay. And where do we find this information? That's where I was very information starved. I spent about 2 hours
Paul, if
looking.
you could clarify.
It'll be on the website.
Will be on the web? It's not on there now.
No. And when did you build your system?
Probably 2003.
So you're not up to today's standards. If you want to build
For my
yours.
water retention holdback, I am.
Okay.
No,
You're-
but he was up to date at the time of his
Right, but
building.
he's not in today's standards.
Okay.
Well, he's not rebuilding.
Right, but I'm just saying, we're talking.
No, but
No
wait,
one's making
benchmark-
him,
No, no, no,
no
I-
one's
I got
making
your
him
point right
come
there.
up to today's standards.
No, but I was just
If
curious
that's
when you
what you're
spent
asking.
money to do it, if
But
there was any
are you
credit.
asking, are we going to make you come up to today's standards if you already haven't?
No, if I go to build, I understand that. That's
Okay,
not what I'm
it's
asking.
only
So-
if you are coming in to
What I'm
build.
saying is people that spent extra to do it, I already spent $48,000 to try to save storm thing when I did something previous.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious if there was a credit. There has been talks, and as you can see by the confusion here, there was talk of maybe a credit. You were thinking about
Bob,
it
have
too.
you ever maintained your system?
Yes, we do all the time.
Okay. Because there'll
We
be
have
an
sediment
inspector coming to
catches.
see you soon to make sure that you have.
You guys have inspectors seeing me every day. And the year doesn't go by fast enough. I just met the inspector at the mall, and the next day he's knocking on the door, he's coming back again, and the property's down the street, my exit signs, my fire extinguishers. I'm very aware, I see you guys all the time.
Well, thank you
But
for
that's
that.
where, yeah, when I got this bill, I wanted to know, so yeah, if you can send me the information on where there are things there, and you will send me the budget, that's the main thing I wanted to see was a budget, instead of a 3x thing, what we're
Bob, you
planning
go
on
on the
spending the money
website,
on.
it's on the website, the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, but as Mr. Harvey said that, Tim, aren't you gonna send him the, video?
Well, it's a budget towards a storm, I mean, you guys did put some money up front to start it, you guys didn't mail us nothing, right, the borough
Yes,
came up
we,
with something.
Correct.
we moved $1 million over.
I kind of figured somebody
And,
mailing ain't
and
free.
throughout time, as we do projects, I mean, like major projects, I'm sure it's going to be discussed up here.
If you look at the capital, there's a capital budget on there. You'll see there's some very big projects, bottom of Logan's Ferry Road, for example,
Okay.
Abers Creek Road, bottom of Rosecrest, I believe.
Old Ramsey.
And one last question, I've been overstaying my time either. What about the people that don't even go into the Monroeville stormwater system that have homes in Monroeville? Like, you know, my building, BC Electric, we're talking about, I don't flow into the Monroeville system. I go straight, I'm 200 yards from Turtle Creek, I go straight into Turtle
But your
Creek.
roof is.
What's
The
that?
space in that, the management of that part of it too is.
Well, no, it runs into the street and goes into Turtle Creek, but yeah, it doesn't really touch Monroeville, that side, I'm on
Intelligently
Wilmington.
answer that question.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, I wish I could intelligently answer that, but I can't right now.
Okay. Very good. Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
I'll leave the floor open for anyone else that,
Do it at the same time.
They even have matching colors.
sir, I see you're signing in. If you just please state your name for the record.
Be glad to. Robert Serafini. I belong to Monroeville.
Welcome.
I have two questions that people have talked to me about that I don't understand, and I'm hoping you might clear it up for me. That new Get-Go gas station that opened up on 48 over there, do they have beer sales in there?
Yes.
How did they get around that with the school across the street?
When they came up here and asked, getting their permits and permission, they said the liquor license was a separate issue. And I asked them specifically, isn't there liquor laws on how close you're to an educational facility? And he said yes. And at the time, he couldn't answer to me whether it was property line to property line or building to building. I found out later it's building to building. They're over 300 feet away.
It's 300 feet?
They also have a private area.
Yeah. Where they sell that liquor is over 300 feet away from the structure of the school.
And that's all regulated by the liquor control.
Yeah, that's
They didn't even have to come.
Yeah, that's not us.
And they're okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Gave them the permit.
The only time it comes to us is whenever a new license comes into the community. Then Monroeville has to pass a
I didn't
resolution
understand it
to accept.
because every time I come up here and there's been a liquor license, a beer license, you've always voted it down, and I didn't understand how they got away with it.
And they, I don't know whose license they obtained, but they didn't import a license. The only ones you see us approving or not approving is if somebody's trying to import a license from another community, another governmental
The
jurisdiction.
only one I could think of was the one at 48 and 130.
Well, Penn Monroe might have been open,
Yeah.
their license.
Yeah, there might be licenses that were
Already
Mr.
here
Harvey's
and
point.
moved.
That's the only one I could think of
Yeah.
when that come up.
I don't know whose they bought, but it was
Okay,
internal.
well, like I said, as long as somebody's looked into that, and I don't know how now, but that's not right, okay? My second question is, I just see the Westinghouse building went up for sale, and there's gonna be a windfall tax. Has there been any discussion as to what they're gonna use that money for?
We're waiting to hear from the new owners.
I mean, I would like to see it go in to putting better roads in Monroeville. I mean, that's my,
To capital improvements.
yeah, I mean, that's my request, and I think that's probably one of the better things that would benefit all of Monroeville residents. So, I mean, I just wanted to put that up for grabs.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Serafini.
I agree on both.
Okay, I'm Melissa back again. I read my Times Express a little bit late this week, and I see the description for the stormwater management program and fee. And it says, I was just wondering who prepared this document?
What document?
Okay, Tim Little.
Oh, that one.
Okay, so, part of it says, what is stormwater and why is it a problem in Monroeville? So I'm going to do something I've never really done here before, because I feel like I've been coming here to speak with all of you for many, many months and years, and there's some disconnect. And so I just want to mention little Greta, who's 15 years old, who spoke before the United Nations at the recent COP summit that they had there, and she looked at the United Nations people that were in your positions and said, you know what? I don't think what we've been doing is working. We're not asking for your help. We're not asking for your help anymore because it's not working. And the reason that I'm mentioning this is, Mr. Little, I need to say these things publicly. Stormwater is not a problem. I believe that we can reduce what we need to and comply with this ordinance by banning herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides. What am I talking about? Because there's more sprayed on lawns than any other crop in the country. and there's certainly a lot sprayed in Monroeville. What does this have to do with stormwater management? Because if you have biodiversity in your lawn, it absorbs more water. That's one reason stormwater is not a problem. Another reason it's not a problem is because Spaceship Earth now is moving into permeable pavement, is moving into green rooftops. What I'm trying to get at is, Mr. Little, if you're going to be writing in the Times Express a big 2-page spread, which I assume my tax dollars are paying for, I would respectfully ask you to include alternatives that residents of Monroeville can comply with, businesses that have to pay $6,000. I'm really, really curious because the gentleman back here who has to pay the $6,000 year after year is asking for the budget. And my understanding is, coming here time after time, you've got a budget for the administrative expenses. You've got a budget for the operational expenses. But what are the specifics? Are you going to encourage the residents of the municipality of Monroeville to learn what the word permaculture means and grow food on their yards to share with neighbors? Are you going to talk to them about the things I just mentioned and put it in here instead of calling stormwater as a problem? You know, that's where I am. I don't think that you know, I thought for many years that I could come up here and ask people to exceed, to go beyond, and I just don't understand. I don't understand why natural processes like stormwater is called a problem. I don't know where you're going to have to reach to put people on in these positions to understand biodiversity, hormone disruption.
You ever see the neighborhoods underwater? You don't think that's a problem?
It's absolutely a problem.
It's
But
stormwater.
we have the solution. We have the solutions, but they're not being shared with residents who don't understand.
Well, you're not giving people enough credit. It's up to them if that's what they want to learn how to do. If they want to put a green roof on, I mean.
Linda, this is the Times Express.
I know what it is.
The Times Express is saying.
And you say Mother Earth and Chip is moving in this direction. By the time we get there, do you know how much asphalt is out there right now? What do you want to do with that? Rip it all up and put
So
in?
you're doing remediation, but at the same time.
We have to.
But at the same time, you need to educate the public.
Well, there's a library.
Maybe that's not your job.
There's websites.
No, no.
There's
not your
No,
job.
That's part of the permit. We have to agree.
There's
educate the public.
education
You're right.
being done.
But we got to do step by step.
Okay.
There is education being.
No, you're right. But first
We're going to
things
even
first.
offer
I
it to
haven't
students
seen-
at the school so that
I
you
have-
start at a lower level.
Okay, I haven't seen any education yet
Well,
about.
we just started. 2019 just started.
Yes. Just give it a second. It really will start to make sense as it
gonna happen.
rolls forward.
So maybe the fee can be decreased as the years go by when we're
You never
complying.
know.
That's
Th-
what- that is
There's no
possible.
guarantee.
So
It's
that
possible.
could be giving people hope?
I doubt it, but it's possible.
I
Because
hope-
every year that goes on, some other flooding problem's going to arise. I mean,
But on paper and legally, yes, council would have the option of changing that rate, changing the ordinance in general, abolishing the ordinance.
Correct.
It's not
There's always an out.
set in stone for.
But I think as the years go on, the federal government's going to keep laying
Making it stricter
responsibilities
and
on us.
harder.
And
We'll see what the federal government's going to be.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, that's
but-
just-
when they go back
It's
to
an
work,
interesting-
right? Yeah,
Yes.
go back to work, right.
But understand that we had a 5-year permit, and we're already 1 year into it, so we only have 4 years to complete what we were asked to do in 5. So we are really working hard
Yeah,
to meet
I-
every requirement.
I'm just aware that there, and I can't give you specific examples, but there are other municipalities that are not charging fees, that
They-
are educating their communities.
I
No,
thought
no.
we did a great
they're
job
gonna have
educating.
to, unless they have the money tucked away somewhere to do what we're doing. And keep in mind how big Monroeville is.
Maybe there'll
compared
be
to-
a whole sea change, and
You never
other
know.
these things will come out. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to address council? The floor is open. Seeing none, we're going to close that portion of the meeting
Mayor.
and move over.
Can I comment on something?
How about this? We're going to go to our reports of
Oh,
council
okay.
members right now.
Thank you very much.
And I'll start down at your end. Mr. Wilson, if you want to start.
I don't have anything tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question in regards to this MS4. I wasn't really privy to it, but I'm getting a lot of calls on the vacant lots. Possibly you guys can help me out here. And I want to be able, I told the residents I'd get back to them. I don't want to wait till next month. I want to get back to them tomorrow. Or in the
There is
next
a
few
charge
days.
for a vacant lot. It's just much smaller.
But why are we charging for a vacant lot? I can understand the like.
Impervious surface.
Yeah, surface. I can understand that. The roof of your house, your driveway, and it's roughly 120 per household. I kind of get that. But vacant lots with trees on them and such, and we're charging them, isn't that what we want? We want it to be pervious, so the water drains through them?
I'm going to let Paul take over on the permit side of that.
I mean, I really don't understand this, and I'm getting a lot of heat from this, because a lot of my residents own property that is pervious.
We've got a lot of phone calls about it too, Steve, but it goes back to the fair and equitable part of this where everybody has to pay, and, vacant properties do create water runoff also. I agree with you.
I mean, Mother Nature creates water runoff.
Right.
But if you own a vacant piece of property, how are you creating runoff?
It still runs off vacant properties.
Yeah, I thought everything to this was about roof runoff.
You know, I voted for this ordinance, and I'm sorry I did now, knowing that that was part of it. I mean, I can see non-pervious properties, the roofs, the asphalt, the cement.
Concrete, right.
But come on, open lots?
What's the charge? Is it
50
a quarter of an ERU? Or
It's $30 a year,
It's a flat.
flat $30 a year for a vacant lot.
Any size vacant lot.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
I don't know
Any
about
size?
that. I've heard different lot sizes or different, I still have the table, correct? Different lot sizes or different prices, ranging from 76 to 50 to 38.
No, everything is a quarter each.
I'm telling you, I actually seen them.
I'd like to see the bill because that's.
Okay, I'll bring the gentleman in to see you. But the bills are separate for his different lots.
Well,
They
he gets
range
a-
in different prices.
He gets a bill for each lot, but each one is a quarter EDU, which is $30.
So you're saying a straight $30
Correct.
per lot?
Correct.
What about acreage? I have a resident with acreage.
No,
And
it's
it's
all-
not broken into lots.
It's all the same.
$30.
Correct.
Okay, well,
But if there might be.
that was
maybe that's
never
an error.
explained to me, or I don't believe the residents, that a vacant lot would be charged.
I think that was in a fee schedule?
I just don't see it.
It was part of the presentation.
Yes.
It's part of the
I
presentation.
mean, is this something we can look into? Obviously, it was an oversight on my part. I didn't see that, or I wouldn't have voted for it. Is this something we can look into? Maybe
Well, yeah, it was in the ordinance, and
Solicitor.
I'm sure that, Mr. Ratcher?
Well, you, as a council, adopted the ordinance. You're free to revisit that ordinance if you choose to do so. However, there are certain requirements regarding charging the fee to all property owners. So from what Mr. Yugas is telling us, where the target was set with the vacant lots who produce water runoff, but obviously produce a lot less than somebody who has a big roof and a big driveway and so forth, was at 1/4 of an EDU. So if you want to go back in and based upon, and I'm assuming there was some science to the 1/4 of an EDU. I'm assuming that was not arbitrarily selected. There's some engineering basis for determining that vacant lots do in fact create water runoff.
Correct.
Well, thank God that we're doing this appeals board, because they're going to be inundated. How can you calculate water runoff on a vacant piece of property?
Ken?
Explain it to me. I mean, if I have one with a creek in the middle of it, if I have trees and all kind of bushes, and then I have one that's just mowable, I mean, come on. I can't see it. Not vacant lots. You know, I just can't agree with that.
I'm not going to argue with you, Steve. I mean, it was part of the presentation. It was in the ordinance. If you guys want to change it,
But Mr.
Well, I
Duncan,
think it's something we should look into, definitely.
I don't.
Mr. Duncan, but the
Are we
ones,
charging ourselves for our park property and such?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, amazing.
Mr. Duncan, the ones you received that were different rates, perhaps there are some errors there. So if you could get those to Mr. Little, so he could
Absolutely.
double check the
Okay,
lots.
well, this way, at least, so actually, I don't know what I'm going to tell the residents when they call me tomorrow. I'm going to say,
Well, if it's just a vacant property, it sounds like it should just be a quarter of an ERU. which
so I'm going to
is
say you're
$30.
paying it or appeal it if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it's
Thank
in
you.
the, but it's already in the ordinance, so an appeal, I don't know where.
Well, I
that
think
would
we
go.
can revisit any
But if
ordinance.
the prices are off, yes.
Yeah, if it's not $30.
Or we
Correct.
could revisit any ordinance.
You can revisit that, that's true. And you can change this law 50 times a year.
Right.
I can't wait to see you operate it.
I don't want to operate it, but what I'm saying is I'm getting the complaints, I'm sure you are.
Well,
I have
I had
vacant
one phone
property.
call,
I've not
that's
got a
it.
phone call on it.
I had one.
Well,
But to your point, we
What?
certainly could revisit this ordinance at any time.
But I would hate to see a
now or in the
resident go
future,
to an
even
appeal board.
Future councils could.
I wasn't
if the-
allowed
the
to be
30
part of this. Anything I'd asked the manager in regards to MS4, he was told he could not answer my questions.
You saw the same presentations we did. You
I
had all the
understand that, but I am a
documentations that we
councilman,
did.
and people,
Mr.
I'm
Duncan, you
supposed
had
to be able to
everything I
explain
had.
to my representatives. I'm their representative to my constituents.
Correct.
You know, and I wasn't allowed to do that. So,
No, you were given the same information that everyone was given.
and as every council member?
I don't know. I don't go to like all your OPEB meetings.
So you were given this, no, but I asked to attend these meetings. I was told I was not allowed to. So, come on, that's a
That's
whole
why we're
different scenario. You want to
boards.
come to one of my OPEB meetings, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Duncan? This
That's
is
all
your
I have.
comment period. Just want to make sure you were complete. Okay. Mr. Arsenko?
Yeah, I have a couple of things that I would like to bring up, and I'm well, like Steve. I did get one call on that, but thank you for straightening it out. I don't remember the $30 fee for folks that don't have any cement or any of that stuff, roofs. But I will check with that resident as well to see if the price is $30 versus the 120. Okay, I got a couple of things from the county and state, I should say. It's basically the state on the radar for the municipalities. That still remains in committee. I'm going to be very honest. I don't think it's going to make it out of committee. If it does, I'll be shocked. It's been sitting there for quite some time. On the House Bill 291, which, we have the Act 32 where Keystone collects our particular earned income tax. It seems to have some legs in the House and Senate, which is sad. We only pay 1.47% that's collected, and the state has already said it's anywhere from 5 to 8%. It's going to cost us, it'll be less money for us. And the other sad thing is, in my opinion, it will never be as efficient as it is now. As soon as the money gets into Keystone, it's almost an immediate turnaround. Within a week to 2 weeks top, and I'm asking all of you sitting here and all out in TV land, and not just Monroeville, we hit several communities. You need to talk to your representatives and your state senators to do not pass this bill, that House Bill 291. It's crazy. Two other things on one on a light note. At Boyce Park Ski Lodge, we're looking for ski operators. You have to be 18 years old, no experience needed. You'll be able to work evenings and weekends, and you can work just about as many hours as you're willing to work. It's only $8.25 an hour, but here's the benefit to it. You can ski for free. So if you'd like to apply, it's the number, and I'll get Joe to put it on the, with your permission, Tim, please put the number up, 724-327-0691. Please, for you 18-year-olds and older, I mean, it's a great, fun winter job. You can ski free and make some money at the same time. So, and last but not least, I want to thank all the Second Amendment supporters that were down in Pittsburgh yesterday at noon. As everybody knows, I'm a huge Second Amendment supporter. My opinion, there's enough laws on the books. Please enforce the laws and even make the laws, when you give out sentences, make them tougher on the criminals. Because if we try to take the guns away, it'll only be the people that are legal. It'd only be the folks that are not criminals would turn it in. You think the bad guys would turn it in? No way. And the other sad comment I have is if somebody's really hell-bent on doing a crime, I don't care if you have 10,000 cops on the street, they're going to do it anyway. So we can't read minds. So I'm a big Second Amendment person, and I hope everybody listening in the audience is as well. And I thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Arcinko. And one more point, did you have your council assignments?
Yeah, they're all on the desk.
And
everybody's
and that's for the,
has
they
their
have that record.
assignments.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Johns.
Yeah, real quick, I would just like to thank everybody that supported Santa's Kids event this year at Christmas time. Thanks to all you folks. Many of the children here in Monroeville and surrounding areas had a great Christmas. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. Mr. Harvey?
I didn't get a chance to do this in December, so I just wanted to thank Manager Little, the Finance Director, Jesse Rock, the administrative staff, the department heads for working so hard on the 2019 budget with no tax increase and no cut in services. I wanted to put my thanks out there to them for that. I wanted to advise council, I read an article that Governor Wolf signed Act 156 into law, allowing the school district and the local government bodies to discuss security matters in executive session. This is meant to protect the sensitive information, including the documents involving security at the schools, without the right to know applying. So I just wanted to let everybody know that those discussions could go on and they're not susceptible to the right to know. Two laws that passed, he also signed into effect, was the PA passed a law prohibiting, Mr. Wilson will be appreciative of this, prohibiting dogs and cats from being left unattended in hot motor vehicles. But the amendment to this law says that a police officer can remove the unattended animal from the vehicle and not be held liable for any damage. Means he can break out the window, basically. And then there's the new disabled parking law. The law now recognizes access aisles located with diagonal lines on the parking lot next to the handicap spaces used for ramps, wheelchair lifts, and other mobility devices as part of the enforcement space, where apparently before it wasn't. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Mr. Poach?
After a year of so far serving, this time, I appreciate the experience this past year. Continue looking forward to filling that post. I'm also extremely thankful for the folks in the Library Project and the Human Dignity Projects in Monroeville. Looking forward to helping to move that forward as well. So all the best to everyone else, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Poach. Keep up the good work down there in the second ward. We got a good streak going.
Yeah.
All right, Mrs. Gatos.
Well, I'm going to say that I really enjoyed your State of the Municipality address, Mayor.
Thank you.
And I thank you for that. I think that was a very nice job. And I think the public probably appreciated hearing the kind words. And it's always nice to hear nice things about our community because there's a lot of nice things about our community. And very near and dear to my heart, today is my daughter's birthday, so happy birthday to my daughter. I love you. And with that, that's all I have.
Mr. Mayor, may I have one other comment?
Yes.
I just wanted to comment on Santa's Kids with what Jim and Bill Hillgrove get involved in. I just want to tell you, it was last minute, only a few days before Christmas, and I had a very sad situation where a father had passed away, and the kids were kind of in trouble, and Jim, to his credit, and to Bill's, I just want to say this is a great organization. Please support it. What a wonderful organization, and thank you, Jim, officially.
Thank you.
Very good.
I'm done.
Yeah, and very well said. I mean, everyone that's ever been involved with Mr. Johns' organization, any of his special events he has, they raise a lot of money and do a lot of good things for a lot of people that need it. He does have some fun in the process, too.
Yeah, I do.
But he does a great job.
Well,
Don't
a little
ever
bit
take that away from him. So great job, though. Mrs. Gatos, thank you for the kind words. Just wish everybody a happy new year. We do have your council committee assignments in front of you, council. The one I just want to point out, the Intergovernmental Cooperation Committee. So the people on that board, Deputy Mayor Arcinko and Mr. Harvey, whenever we actually had our judging of the MS4 logos a few weeks back over at the school district, and we were talking to some of the school board members, so let's maybe try to get a intergovernmental meeting set up here in the next month or so.
Oh, yeah, we're going to present that award next month.
Yes, and for the logos, we have a winner of the logo competition. These kids over there are super talented. It was a really hard task to pick one. So we'll be presenting that at the February meeting, and also we'll be rewarding the artist with a check for their hard work. So we're looking forward to that in February. And with that, I will seek a motion to
Motion.
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and good night.